All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. I just want to recap last week a bit. Hall of Fame week was really a special time for UND football and UND athletics. You know, our 2003 team was honored on Thursday night, along with Dale Lennon being inducted in the UND Athletic Hall of Fame. That was really a special night for us, and it means a lot for all those guys to come back. We had a great turnout, and then we had to get ready for the game once we had that behind us. And I'll start with, I was really proud of our team and our staff early in the week. We really were on our guys and asking our guys to eliminate outside noise, because this game coming up was going to get a lot of attention, and I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that and really focused on their job getting ready for the game, and was really proud of the staff. And then to get the Alara Center Saturday and tailgate crowd, just really exciting, electric atmosphere. And I want to just thank our student body and our supporters for packing the Alara Center and creating that type of environment. And we always talk to our team about, hey, we got to do some good things to keep the crowd into it and get them into it. And it didn't get much better than Luke taking the opening kickoff. That really set a tone for our team. And it wasn't just Luke. A lot of guys on that team that really worked hard, and Coach Kostic and the guys really executed a great play there to start the game. And but they answered. And so I thought a big point in that game was when our offense went back and answered to go up 14-7. And then obviously the score right before half was big for us to go up 2 scores again. And then CJ's interception in the third quarter. But overall, really proud of the guys. Exciting day for our program, and to beat a very good team that we have, a lot of respect for. It's hard to beat North Dakota State, and they've done a lot of good things for a long time. And our guys really performed well, I thought, for most of the day, and really handled a lot of situations. Even when things didn't go our way, we handled it pretty well. So now we move on, and we got to get another challenge for us. Can we handle this and really do a good job of eliminating noise once again and going on the road and playing a very good UNI team? I look down at their depth chart, and it's really an impressive roster. Big up front on the offensive line, talented at tailback, big arm quarterback that makes all the throws, a lot of receivers, and then their defensive front is really good. So we got to have a great week of prep.
Well, Coach, on a Saturday after you defeat your rival, do you get to enjoy it, or do you have to get back to work? How do you get to spend Saturday night?
Yeah, just like we talked to our team, we want to enjoy it. I remember back in my college days, my coach had on his door, he had a thing from George Allen. Hardly any people around here remember who George Allen is, but really good coach for the Washington Redskins. And he had the keys to winning, and then at the bottom of that list of things was P.S. Celebrate the victories, because they're hard. I think you got to give your guys an opportunity to do that, and I think your coaching staff should do that. I think I got to enjoy that a little bit, because this should be fun. This is sports, and it should be fun, so we want to enjoy it. But I'd be lying. I checked out a lot earlier than a lot of people, I think, the fans, and got to get back to work, because we got a really big game. They're all big. Every conference game is big.
What do you do with the silver helmets? Do they stay in rotation, or how do you decide how often you pull them out?
Yeah, we'll see. We kind of let the players decide what we're going to wear, and they put the uniform combinations together early in the week. But really cool thing, throwback helmet for the guys from the 70s. That's the first helmet I remember when I watched UND games and first trip to Grand Forks, and kind of neat that we were able to wear those in the Hall of Fame game. And we got to get permission to wear the ND on it. We need permission to do that, so if we wear them again, we probably won't be able to have the ND on it, but we'll make use of them.
What have you thought of Luke Skopna's effectiveness this year, coming off a year in which he just wasn't able to give you anything last year? Has it surprised you at his level of productivity?
Ever since his career started here, for a little guy, he runs really hard and is physical. And you always wonder, you got to find the right amount so you don't beat him up and keep him fresh. But the one thing that maybe the limited time last year, his legs really, he had a chance to develop some and stay fresh with his legs. And I think this year we've tried to give him enough reps, but we want to keep him fresh so he can play really hard. It's a little bit harder for a smaller guy of his stature to take all the pounding and than maybe some other guys we've had in the past. But he's really, when he gets his opportunity, he really runs downhill and puts forth great effort. And he's made a difference, no question.
I think your offense, it's something like once you've crossed the 50 this year, you're like 29 of 34 across the 50, with 28 of those 29 being touchdowns. What is it about your offense that, like, it just seems like maybe it just needs a little bit of rhythm to score it?
Yeah, hard to explain. I do agree with you, though. We got to just get into a rhythm. That's really what it's about. And I think our guys, they have a pretty strong belief once we get moving the ball and we get into that rhythm. But our guys up front have done a good job. We've been able to run the football. That's really helped us, and run it in key situations that we were able to do that. And then, Quincy's just such a huge weapon for us on the sneaks that you keep the chains moving. And, he's done that. I lost track now. I know it was 27 to 29 at one time, and I don't know what it is now, but that really helps us, that we know if we can get it to that yardage, and the guys have a lot of confidence that we can get first downs. And then when it's an opportunity to get a play, and and Bo and some of those guys do a really good job when they get in space, they're able to get it in the end zone, so that really helps us.
And it's a credit to your offense that you haven't had to kick more than one field goal all season. But is it a concern for you that you haven't had work for your kickers?
Well, we kicked extra points the other day, so we think that helps, because you got to execute that, and they really came hard on our protection. So you're getting work at that. But yeah, you want 7, so you want 6s and kick extra points. That's the goal. We want touchdowns instead of settling for field goals, and we've done a pretty good job of that. But when the time comes, we're going to need to hit one. We know that time is coming.
Is CJ, is he the field goal kicker? I mean, we haven't seen him attempt one yet since week 1. So will he be the guy that goes out, or is that still situational?
No, he'd be the guy that would go out. He's done a really good job, and we're going to give him that opportunity. He's really been consistent, and we chart a lot of things, and Sean and Joe Seymour chart it all, and we just feel like he's the guy that's earned that opportunity at this point in the season.
You always want to treat every I think preparation the same, but do you get on guys a little harder after a week like this just because you got to try to keep everybody focused? Because emotionally, that's a tricky walk to walk.
Yeah, it's a challenge. We're really met with the captains this morning, met with our leadership group, and we're very direct with them. Hey, we got to be able to replicate the preparation. Like I alluded to earlier, we did a good job eliminating outside noise. We got to do the same thing this week. I'm guessing we maybe moved up in polls, or we're getting other attention, and guys are still getting messages from relatives and friends, and you just got to be able to handle it. And that's what we're going to challenge our guys with. And, I just think consistency is really important. We're always hard on our guys to do the right thing and prepare. But if things aren't going well, we expect our leaders to take care of some of this too, because, the best teams are going to be player-led. So we have talked to our guys about that since way back in January, and we got to do a great job of that. No question, it can't be average this week. We got to do a great job of preparing and really eliminating the outside noise.
Coach, National Tight Ends Day is coming up this Sunday. You've had some good guys come through here like Jim Kleinsasser in this program, and you mentioned how important Quincy is to this offense. How nice is it to have, a versatile tight end that can also, go in at quarterback again and run the first down?
Yeah, I think it helps us a bit. When he lines up in the slot and Tommy runs out to line up, and now he's behind the center, and I think it creates something that teams really have to prepare for. It's National Tight Ends Week.
Just on Sunday, yep. You gonna maybe give him the ball a little bit more on Saturday?
Yeah, I didn't know it was National Tight Ends Week, but we love all our tight ends. I think Jaden Norby's really having a good year. He doesn't get a lot of stats, but he does a lot for us. Max Gunderson, those guys have gone in there and done a good job. But, yeah, Quincy creates another element to our offense. A year ago when he was on the field, people probably figured what was going to go on. Now they're guessing a little bit, and that really creates another element to our offense.
Anything else for Coach Schweigert?
I mean, just this week, how do you prevent against whether it's it's kind of the hangover versus momentum? How do you make sure that the team bottles some of this up and brings it forward rather than maybe they emptied the tank on Saturday and have a hard time moving ahead?
Yeah, I think that better have started already. That because it was very emotional, for all of us, and we began this, for lack of a better term, recovering from the game yesterday and today, and we want to really be intentional about what we talk about in the office, what we talk about in the film sessions, what's stressed. I think that all needs to be really intentional, and that's how you do it. And our players got to really help us with that, because they're around each other more than we're around them, and we got to be really mature, and we're going to challenge them to be a mature football team, because this is a tough game coming up for us. There's no question about it. It's a really hard game to go down there. They're homecoming. They're at home now. We're on the road, and we've got to be really intentional how we prepare and what we're focusing on.
What does Theo Day do well when he's at his best for Northern?
Well, his throws he makes a lot of good throws. He's got a strong arm, and we gave him a number of big plays a year ago, the first time we played against him. But he can really fling it. He can make all the throws. He can throw it from the hash to the boundary, and he can throw the deep ball to the field. That's always an issue if you have to defend the field, not just at the line of scrimmage and 10 yards down the field, but you got to defend it all the way down the field. So he can really make all the throws. He's really got a lot of talent.